Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Kassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the ascension process. I want to wish a very happy birthday to all of my beautiful Libras out there, and I want to welcome everybody to Libra season. Libra season begins on September 22nd and goes until October 22nd. And this is the period of time in Western or tropical astrology where the sun is transiting the sign of Libra. Libra season also kicks off fall time and the fall equinox. So on the 22nd of September, we are experiencing that equinox, that shift of the seasons. Every cardinal sign initiates a season. So we're moving into fall time. We're moving into harvest time when we're talking about this fall equinox. And we're going to examine the energies of the equinox as well as the energies of Libra in this video and pull some cards to see what we might expect from this particular Libra season. If you would like to skip ahead to the card reading, that will be time-stamped in the description box below. But first, let's talk a little bit about this fall equinox energy. When we have these equinoxes, this is a time when we have an equal amount of dark and light. And especially when we're looking at the fall equinox with the sign of Libra, that balance of light and dark is especially important, I think, because Libra is a sign that deals with the energy of balance. And as we move through Libra season, we are going to be perfecting that art of balance, looking at where it is in our lives that we could use a little bit of rebalancing, a little bit of restructuring, if you will. What is harmonious in our life? What is working and what isn't and could use a little bit of tweaking? We're going to be looking at where it is that we can maybe release some things and let some things go to make space for some other things, or more space for more of the things that are working in our lives. This is the energy and the art of balance. As humans, we are always constantly and consistently balancing and rebalancing, prioritizing and reprioritizing. So we're going to be continuing with that energy as we move forward. But when we hit this 22nd of September, this fall equinox energy, it's really asking us to take a moment, to take a break and to step back from that energy and to simply be present and to really celebrate and honor the harvest in our lives. This fall equinox is all about the energy of the harvest. This is where we can see all the seeds that we planted throughout the past year really coming to fruition. It's a time to celebrate that. It's a time to really reap what we sow, right? There's a lot of karmic returns and a lot of karmic energy that is often associated with Libra season. And so we are going to be getting those returns for the energy and the efforts that we've put out. And this fall equinox is asking us to really honor that and to really celebrate and enjoy the fruits of our labors before then, of course, looking towards the dark season and the dark months and beginning to put away the things that we're going to need, right, to build up our stores for the coming season. But really take that time, excuse me, I'm going to be clearing my throat throughout the video a little bit. I am recovering from my change of season cold right now. But yes, this energy of appreciating, being in that sense of gratitude, right? That sense of enjoyment of the things that we have, and really looking at and understanding and weighing the harvest that we have this year, because that harvest is directly proportional to the seeds that we've planted, to the actions that we've taken to nourish those seeds. So what has been brought into our lives, what has come to fruition since harvest time last year. I feel like we're always looking back at this at there's all these key points that ask us to look back at this energy. And so we're hitting one of those points right now. I really like this fall equinox as a time to celebrate, like we said, our light and our dark. This year of 2022 has been a big year for that, with the nodes in Taurus and Scorpio, all of the eclipses along the Taurus-Scorpio axis. We are going to be having those final two Taurus-Scorpio eclipses in November. So we're warming up to that energy as well. And that is very much about embracing the dark and the light, balancing, right? Doing that shadow work, bringing that into the light. That's that Scorpio energy. But on here, we talk about all the time the importance of honoring our darkness as well as our light, of honoring the wholeness of our being. And we really talk about and emphasize the fact that we cannot step fully into our power if we're afraid to acknowledge our darkness, because a lot of our power lives and is hidden within that darkness, within the places that we're afraid to look. And so really celebrating both sides of our being and allowing those to integrate. When we celebrate all aspects of our being, the dark and the light, that's when we allow them to integrate, right? And that's when we're allowed to and able to become more whole. If we are always trying to push away parts of ourselves, push down things that we don't want to look at within our being, then we're never able to be completely whole, completely unified. So this is a really important energy, and it's really important to celebrate all of these aspects of our being during this time. What else do I want to say about the equinox? I think that's about it. It's feeling really powerful this year. It's feeling like a really powerful reset, as well as, like we said, a really powerful harvest. So I'm intrigued to see what the cards are going to say about that. And then as we move forward from the equinox, we move deeper into Libra season. And we touched upon some of these themes already. The theme of karma, the theme of karmic justice, right? Reaping what we sow. We have a Mercury retrograde during the first part of Libra season. And as I'm recording this video, our Mercury is still in the sign of Libra, but will be transiting back into Virgo for a little bit as well. And if you guys want more energy on that, check out the Mercury retrograde video. But it's been an intense retrograde. All right, so that is kicking off this Libra season. Definitely an intense energy. We have the new moon in Libra coming up on the 25th or 26th. And that's going to be a big energy as well. We have Jupiter really, really big in the sky during that new moon, actually the closest that he's been to Earth in about 70 years. So really feeling that energy of Jupiter. There's a really, especially in the sign of Aries, like a rugged individualistic kind of an energy that's pushing through here, which is really interesting because Libra energy is not so much about the self rather, as it is about the other. I think I said that right. If I didn't, you guys, what I meant by that was that Jupiter and Aries energy, that very individualistic energy. And now that's countering the overall Libra energy, which is the energy of the other. Libra rules the 7th house in the astrology chart, which represents our partners. It represents people that we have intimate one-on-one relationships with. And Libra is very much a sign that discovers and learns about the self through the other. So there's this push-pull here. As we are understanding ourselves, we're really getting a deeper look, especially with this Mercury retrograde during this beginning of this particular Libra season, at our partnerships and relationships, but more importantly, at the way that we understand ourselves through those relationships. So as we move through Libra season, we really want to be looking at, what are my relationships teaching me? What are they showing me about me? Right? What have I learned about myself through these deep and personal interactions with other people? What is being reflected back to me? What have relationships taught me? Because we all learn a lot through relationships, but especially people with heavy Libra placements. This is a time where we are seeking balance and harmony, not only in our relationships, but in all areas of our lives. Libra is a sign that is all about beauty, right? It is one of the 2 signs, along with Taurus, that is ruled by the planet Venus. And while Libra is much more the relationship aspect of Venus, it's also the artistic aspect. So the Librans are the artisans of the zodiac, right? They are the musicians. They love to create things of beauty and things that last, right? So this is like a song that's played for generations, a piece of art that's hung in a gallery that affects people on a deeply emotional level for centuries. This is the kind of stuff that really has meaning to Libra. Libra loves to create in a way that really touches people's souls, and Libra loves to experience that beauty all around them. So this is a season where we are going to be desiring that beauty, both within and without. We are going to be desiring that harmony. It's a very creative and inspirational season in many different ways. It is a season where we are able to tap into our innate charm a little bit better. Libra is the sign of the diplomat. And so it does give us a chance, even though we do have Mercury in retrograde, which can be straining on relationships and communication. it does give us, as we continue, we're going to learn a lot. This is what I feel in the beginning of Libra season with that Mercury retrograde. And then we're going to get a chance to put into practice everything that we learned through the second half of Libra season. Once we move toward like the end of the first week into the second week of October, we're really going to get a chance to put into practice the thing that we've learned in order to, it's like we're going to be shown how we can have more synastry, how we can have more balance and harmony in our lives and our relationships. And then we're going to get an opportunity to really put that into practice. So I see this as a really beautiful, beneficial season for relationships. Of course, not just with others, but also with ourselves. This is a season that really teaches us where it is that we overextend ourselves, where it is that we may need to practice better boundaries, and sometimes on the flip side of that, where it is that perhaps we're so boundaried up that people can't get in at all. Right? Because not everybody, a lot of people on this channel are empathic and are incredibly giving. So a lot of times we fall on the lack of boundaries side more than the over boundaried side. But none of us are static either. And so some of us may fall on one side of the spectrum at one time and the other side at another time. And this is something that's coming through that I think is important for people to realize and understand too. Is when we're in the process of learning how to set boundaries, a lot of times we tend to flip-flop from one extreme to the other. And so when we're first learning how to set boundaries, we may become overly rigid. And then that's that art of balance, right? We learn where we need to begin to give a little bit more again in order to come into more of a symbiotic relationship and energy with those around us. And so we're going to be learning the ins and outs of that and really getting the opportunity to practice that during this Libra season. Libra is a sign that is represented by the Justice card in the tarot. And so it does very much represent that energy of integrity, that energy of standing in our integrity, that energy of making choices that are fair and balanced. Libra is an energy that very much represents that. And so looking at what aspects of our lives feel fair and balanced. In our relationships, do we feel that energy? Are we behaving in a way that is fair and balanced? And this season really urges us to find solutions that benefit everybody, right? To find that compromise, to find that common ground. I'm trying to think of what else I want to talk about when it comes to this energy of Libra season. We definitely have that energy of justice. We talked about karmic energies, karmic returns. This is a season that reminds us that we reap what we sow, and we want to be careful about the energy that we put out because that is the energy that we get back. And we may see ourselves getting that energy back a bit more quickly during Libra season in order to present that mirror for us that helps us to see where it is that we still may need some growth in this area of our lives, or where it is that we're doing really, really well and we're seeing that beautiful, fantastic, positive feedback. Because that is, of course, just as true and just as likely for many people. So a lot of times when we talk about karma, we think about the negative aspects, like, oh, I'm going to get that back, right? But when we put out good stuff, we get good stuff back too. So it's really important, especially with this harvest energy, right? That we honor that and that we expect those good things to come back around as well. It feels like there are definitely blessings coming for people. What I'm feeling is good things come to those who wait. And so if you're someone who's felt like you've been waiting very patiently for some things for a very long time, you've been in your honor, you've been in your integrity, this season may finally give you some rewards for that. You may finally see some of the fruits of your labor coming through where that's concerned. All right, so I think we're going to pull some cards. Yeah, we're going to start with the Akashic Tarot and see what comes out for this fall equinox and Libra season here. Clear. Let's see. One of the shadow sides of Libra season. Libra is an energy that, because Libra is so good at seeing things from all viewpoints and vantage points and really good at living in that gray area, this is a great benefit because it gives us that opportunity to see perhaps other sides of situations. This is what allows us to get along with people, to create those compromises. But it can also sometimes cause Libra to be a bit indecisive because they see the benefits and the risks of everything. It's sometimes making a choice. This is why Libra is widely known stereotypically as being indecisive. And so we may feel some of that energy, but we want to utilize this season to weigh the pros and the cons of things, knowing that we are going to have plenty of time to continue to move forward. That's a big energy here, is like not pushing ourselves to move forward before we're ready, before we have all the information, and being patient enough to wait for the right moment. All right. And I just heard in my head, own your moment. So that means that what Spirit's also telling us is like, wait for that right moment, but when that right moment comes, own it. Really step into that. When you know that your time has arrived, don't be shy about stepping into that spotlight. Don't be shy about claiming what's yours. So I think somebody needed to hear that. All right, so we have the lightning bolt coming out with the Queen of Roses. And the Will, Wisdom, and Mind card. And this card was actually flipped upside down. And to me, what that signifies is the energy of the retrograde. I'm definitely feeling that as retrograde energy right now. So the lightning bolt, this is very Uranian energy here. This is powerful shifts and changes. This is also inspiration. I'm feeling this energy of activation. And with these roses here, this Queen of Roses, I'm feeling this activation when it comes to the heart. I'm feeling activations of the heart for people, but I'm also feeling like this tree, you notice the way the lightning is splitting it in half. I feel as though somebody has been separated from somebody or something. And the way this queen is in this card, it almost reminds me of like, I'm thinking of Rapunzel for some reason. The way that she was locked away in the tower. And so it does feel to me like people may be either reunited during Libra season or separated. And if this happens, it is like a divine, it's like a divine force that's coming through in order to cause or create this separation, to create this rift. Or like I said, for some, maybe to heal the separation. But I'm really feeling right now somebody who's been separated from somebody, who's been kind of like in a state of isolation. But this is not a negative thing. I know in the story of Rapunzel, I'm vaguely remembering the storyline there. I think it is kind of a negative thing, like she's literally locked in this tower. For her whole life, maybe, I think. So this isn't like that necessarily, but it is somebody who is separated, who is removed from a situation or an energy. It feels like from a person too, and placed in this this isolated energy. But in this isolated energy, what is she doing? She's smelling the roses, right? Stop and smell the roses. She's growing. It feels like she's growing her own garden in here, right? This is the Queen of Roses. And so this energy, this separation that isolated this person, it isolated them so that they could grow. So that they could grow in ways that they had to grow on their own. Without another person, without another energy. Like there was They weren't able to grow with will, wisdom, and mind here. They weren't able to grow in all these areas the way they needed to really come into their empowerment unless they did so alone. And there was a healing that had to take place here. All right, tell me a little more here. Clear. Tell me a little more about this. Some more energy. Yeah. Okay, so we have the Lovers here. This is definitely like a soulmate, twin flame soulmate situation. A situation of separation. And there is like a loneliness here. Even though she's tending to all these beautiful roses, there definitely is, it's like, there's still sort of an energy of like biding her time. Manifesting. She's been manifesting this person back in her life, or she's been manifesting a soulmate, whether this person or just and I think that this is part of the key here, is maybe learning to let go of the specific person and just seeking to manifest that which is meant. That which is meant. Give me a little more here. I feel like I'm really being drawn to the angel here. In the back, it feels like the this has all been divinely orchestrated. This separation. Ace of Pentacles. This separation was orchestrated, and this reunion of souls is also being orchestrated. She's seeking to manifest it, but it is coming into manifested form. It is being guided into manifested form. But there's been a transformation that needed to take place. There's been a rebirth that needed to happen. A healing of the masculine and the feminine energy. The masculine, you see how the masculine is surrounded by flames, and the feminine has the serpent behind her in this card. It's very Adam and Eve, right? But there's this energy of the feminine really reclaiming her sexual energy, her Shakti energy, the feminine aspect, right? And the masculine aspect going through this powerful transformation. Both sides going through a powerful transformation. This is what this feminine that I'm feeling in this card. And when I say feminine, remember, or masculine, feminine, we all contain both masculine and feminine energies within us, right? So this doesn't mean gender. This doesn't need to mean gender. All right, but this feminine energy, her masculine is being brought into her physical reality. She's not going to be alone for much longer, is what this feels like. What do we have here? We have the Hanged Man, the Page of Pentacles, and the Chariot. Yeah. It's been a very slow process, right? It's taken a while. This feminine energy may have been alone for quite some time, because there was an awakening that needed to happen. An awakening with her, but also an awakening with her counterpart. They had to go from a boy to a man, is really what it feels like. It's all about knowing what you want and having the courage and the strength to go after it. And knowing that you don't have to do it the way that everybody has always done it. I feel like there's an energy of that. And remember, part of what we're here to do is rewrite these stories about the ways that the masculine and feminine energies interact with each other, right? Rewrite these relationship templates. All right, so there's something about doing things differently. Breaking from tradition or conformity. It's like somebody had to really come into their own sense of self and identity here. It's somebody had to know that they had something worthy to offer, because they didn't think that they had something worth offering. And now they're beginning to see that they do. And they have the courage to offer that. We have the 4 wands on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, so there's definitely some very beautiful divine unions. It's a statement of intention, too. I feel like during Libra season, someone's making a statement of intention. But it's more than just a statement, because they are going to follow through. So maybe with that new moon in Libra, right, there's an intent, a powerful intention being set to manifest this love, to manifest this relationship, and that energy is coming through. It is coming into manifested form. Yeah, Emperor, because somebody's finally reached this phase of their evolution, right? This is the counterpart to the Empress. This is the embodiment of all the kings in the deck. This also represents Aries energy. I link it to Capricorn as well as Aries, so it could be either. It's interesting in this card, he looks very old and wise, the Emperor. I'm feeling that father figure energy for some reason too. Something about a father figure. Whether this is like somebody had to heal their relationship with their father. Perhaps their relationship to masculine energy, or the way they express their masculine energy, was directly proportionate to their experience with their father. Or this person could be a father, or somebody could be stepping into the role of fatherhood. It also just represents wisdom. And notice, look, he has like armor on underneath his robe, right? This is somebody who's been through some battles. This is somebody who's seen and done a lot, who's gained wisdom through experience, power through action. Yeah. Page of Swords on the bottom of the deck inverted. 9 of Pentacles with the 5 of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Somebody who's gone, this is like a rags to riches energy, but this is very much like someone who's gone from feeling like they have nothing to having it all. But this is in the mind as much as anything else, right? Knowing and feeling that they have it all, right? Really understanding what that means to be truly abundant. This doesn't just mean like the physical world. This is like somebody who's really come into their own, right? That Queen of Roses vibe, like we said. Somebody who's come into their own, who is just like dripping with success and charisma and confidence. But it wasn't always that way. It wasn't always that way. Right? Somebody who looked down and realized that there were 3 cups of return, but there were still 2 cups left here. And then built those 2 cups into 9 Pentacles. Yeah, I feel for some who are resonating with this, it's almost too like, you originally set this powerful intention to attract this soulmate into your life, but then you actually forgot about it because you were too busy becoming the Nine of Pentacles. Another message that's coming through for some as well is that if you are in a separation for somebody, it could have something to do with them chasing money and success over you. But I feel like part of the reason for that was because they felt like they weren't good enough without that. Like that was part of how they proved their masculinity, their power. We got the Knight of Cups in the bottom of the deck. And as I was shuffling, kind of getting ready to go on and just playing around, the Knight of Cups kept jumping out. So there's definitely love in the forecast for a lot of people. And with the Tower underneath that, right? A lot of surprising circumstances and surprising twists and turns when it comes to love. All right, we're going to see what other messages want to come out for Libra season and this equinox. But there's a quick love reading for somebody right there. Clear. See what else wants to come out here. The winged messengers on the bottom of the deck. Somebody may be receiving a lot of communication from their angels, their guides, possibly through birds. Clear. Feathers, things of that sort. All right. Yeah, we have the Sands of Time on the bottom of the deck. And I'm really feeling this is the energy of like things that are worth waiting for. I feel like there's an energy for many people throughout Libra season where many of us are just feeling like I have invested so much time into so many things or into something that was really important. And you're saying the harvest is coming, but I don't feel it. Right? Like, I feel like I'm going to die waiting. It's that kind of an energy. Like, patience running thin almost. Anything else on that wants to come out from this deck? And the universe is saying it's almost like somebody's baking a cake. And you're baking this cake, but you're so hungry that even though the timer only says it has 5 minutes left, you're ready to pull it out of the oven now. And Spirit's saying, don't pull it out of the oven yet. Don't pull it out of the oven. It's not ready. And Spirit's also kind of laughing and giving me now the analogy too of like when you go to the grocery store when you're starving and you haven't eaten dinner yet. And you know better than to go because you know that you're going to want to buy up everything in sight and it's just going to be so difficult to be there because you want to eat right now. And you come home with all kinds of stuff that you don't need. Spirit's saying next time, eat before you go to the grocery store. Right? Have dinner before you start baking the cake. Because a lot of us, and what that analogy means is that a lot of us, we were hungry when we started this endeavor out, and by now we're just starving. We're ravenous, right? We began a project, we began an endeavor from a place of already not feeling full. And because of what has been required of us, the sacrifice that has been required of us on this journey, now we're just absolutely ravenous. And so in the meantime, while we're waiting for our manifestations to come through, we need to feed ourselves, right? We need to nourish ourselves. We need to take some time to give ourselves the things that we need. So the cake's not ready yet. Don't pull it out of the oven. But maybe make yourself a little snack while you're waiting. All right, so we have, interestingly enough, here on the bottom of the deck, Caught in the Ruins. And I feel this energy too. I feel like during Libra season, there are going to be some people, Isn't that interesting? Now we got the King of Roses on the bottom of the deck here with Archangel Raphael. Archangel Raphael also offering his healing up to you. If you would like a relationship healed, if you would like physical healing, whatever it is, wherever you desire healing this Libra season, I'll call an Archangel Raphael. He wants to help. Just as an aside here. But there's this energy of quite a few of us are going to feel kind of stuck in the past in some way. And this makes sense with Mercury retrograde during the first part of Libra season here. Really kind of stuck in the past. Having difficulty moving forward. And it feels like there's like sorrow, grief, sorrow, despair, resentment. It's like feelings that a lot of us are hanging on to of like frustrations from why things didn't turn out differently or go differently in the past. And we're being asked to let go of that so that we can move forward. Clear. I want to pull from the Osho Zen Tarot now. Tell me anything else. What else do we need to know for this Libra season, this autumn fall equinox 2022? This is a powerful equinox, just the numbers of it, right? 9/22/22. And remember that 9 energy, like we talked about, is all about closures. Cycles ending so cycles can begin. Mastery. Our spiritual path and journey. So major activation energy, I feel, for this equinox, during this equinox. All right, we have stress on the bottom of the deck. We have the miser here. With receptivity and intensity. So what we're being asked to do, this plays right into this caught in the ruins energy. We're being asked not to hold on so tight. We're being asked to let go, to release, to be receptive. It's hard to be receptive when we are holding on so tightly, because we're clenched so tight, right? When your fist is holding something, it's clenched. We want to relax our hands. We want to allow things to flow through. There's an energy where I feel like many of us, instead of celebrating the bounty and the harvest, we're kind of stuck on, Spirit said stuck on stupid. We're kind of stuck on the things that we don't have, or that energy of like winter's coming, the dark season is coming, like I don't have enough. Right? And this is why it's important to celebrate what we do have and to really look for and search for what it is that we can say that we do have. Because there's a lot of energy of feeling like we have not. And part of this is because we're in this Four of Pentacles, this clutching everything to us energy, we're not able to be receptive. We're very closed down. We're being asked to step more into our feminine so that we can receive, so that we can be open. There's an indefinite intensity of energy right now. And Spirit is saying also, watch out on the energy that you're picking up on from the people around you and from the collective. Especially if you have people around you, maybe you're not necessarily fully in this energy, but you have people around you who are very much in this energy of stressing out about what they don't have, feeling like they don't have enough. Be careful that you don't take that on. And be careful that you don't take on any energies, right? That are not beneficial for you right now, because there is a powerful intensity to the energy and to people's emotions right now. And we are like these powerful channels of receptivity. Our crowns are opening. Our third eyes are opening. All of our energy fields are becoming much more permeable in some ways. And so we want to be careful about the level of intensity of other people's thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Other people's stress, right? And where it is that we find ourselves stressed, we really want to take the time out to get still, to get quiet, to listen to that inner voice. All right, because that's what's trying to guide us forward and guide us through this energy right now. Yeah, clinging to the past on the bottom of the deck too. With guilt. All right, and so for some people, there's something from the past that we can't let go. For some, it's because we have resentment. For some, it's because we feel guilty. And so the resentment is actually towards ourselves. But it's in the past, let it go. Don't let it steal your energy. Some people, it's like we're leaking energy because we are allowing past people, places, and situations to drain that from us. Because of this energy of feeling guilty. This energy of just not being able to release or let go of something that happened that didn't go the way that we had planned or wished. Yeah, but see, we have harmony under that and maturity. These are the energies that we're striving for right now. And Spirit says the way to do that is to slow down. Because some people, I also feel like right now, are moving so fast that they're not able, it's just the level, the intensity of the motion, right? You're moving so fast that you're not noticing anything. You're not experiencing anything. You're not able to be present for anything. And there are important things that you may be missing if you're not able to slow down. Yeah, but there's this deep desire for more harmonious, mature, and balanced connections. Okay? We have compromise with the burden here underneath that. And past lives. Ooh, past lives with aloneness. And so I am feeling here for some. It's like during Libra season, you're also going to be noticing and realizing where it is that you have made compromises and taken on burdens that weren't yours. I feel like it's the energy of like compromising yourself over and over again. Taking on burdens that weren't yours. And part of the reason that you do this is because of this energy of being alone. In past lives, there's this energy of abandonment, this fear of abandonment, this experience of abandonment that goes back lifetimes. And it's that fear of being alone again that's causing you to take on way too much. Where have you had to compromise something? And for some people, I feel like it's like an integral part of who you are, something that you want, something that you need in order to have somebody or something in your life. And are you ready to release that? That need to control, I didn't pull it, but the control card was here too. And I definitely feel this energy of like you're trying to control relationships or situations by taking on things that aren't yours to take on. By shouldering other people's burdens so that they can feel lighter. And interesting too, another thing that's coming through is for some of us, we may realize that we need to take on more in order to help somebody else feel lighter. You're going to know which applies to you, right? Depending on what resonates for you. But for a lot of us, that message rings really, really clear about like, what have you taken on? But for some people, it's like if there is a burden in a relationship, in a partnership right now, there may be a compromise that needs to be reached on how to shoulder this and how it is that you can do this together as a unit. We got that outsider card on the bottom of the deck here too. So there's definitely an energy in Libra season of a lot of people feeling really healing some deep wounds when it comes to this energy of feeling like the outsider, feeling like the loner. It's like feeling like you see all this beautiful rainbow light behind this gate. This doesn't feel to me like somebody trying to get out. This feels like somebody trying to get in. So it's like this energy of during Libra season realizing it's like there's something that you wanted that just feels like it's just out of reach. Like you're on the outside looking in at the life that you desire, at the career that you desire, at the experience, right? The love that you, whatever it is. And you're just feeling so disconnected. It's like you just can't figure out how to unlock this chain and how to open this gate. Give me some more about that. How do we facilitate a breakthrough here? Courage. I love that. Look at that with the little daisies. And Spirit's saying like courage happens moment to moment, right? One step at a time. It's not always big actions. Sometimes we think of courage as these huge monumental actions. Sometimes they're little things. Little incremental things that add up to things that are big. Some of us, it's like we've been afraid, like going back to that energy again. We've been afraid to go after what we want because we feel like we aren't good enough. We feel like we aren't worthy. There's a lot of energy of worthiness, right? This yellow, right, really reminds me, we got the solar plexus and the heart chakras I'm feeling from this card. A lot of us, it's like the courage. We're being asked to tap back into the courage. There's like a childlike energy to this card that I'm feeling. I'm actually quite literally feeling and seeing like a child running through a field picking flowers. And you know how you they used to do it, especially in that game we used to say, he loves me not, she loves me not, and you pull off the petals until you get to the last one. But it could also be like making wishes, but it's like that kind of an energy of like pulling the petals and scattering the petals. Courage looks different or feels different in some ways as we mature. But it's like taking it back to that simple energy of childhood. Right? Like courage becomes so much more complicated as an adult because we think through a billion more scenarios than we did when we were children. Right? Many of us, right, we have more courage as children because we don't have all the negative experience. And that kind of like jaded energy. Right? So just tapping into the purity of the energy of courage. So it's like getting out of it's another way of getting out of the head and into the heart, right? Just tapping into that pure energy of courage. We have completion of the dream. So there's something that we dreamed, there's something that we wished for that is coming to completion. And it's interesting because in this card we see the man and the woman too. So for a lot of people it's love. There's love that you're dreaming of. Comfort though. I feel that energy of comfort as well. It's like the final piece is finally revealing itself. What is your dream? Do you have the courage to place? It's like there's some of us, we've been holding the final piece, but we've been afraid to put it in the puzzle. Are you ready to place that final piece into the puzzle? Are you ready for the fruition of your dream? I feel like for some people, it's like we've been waiting and we've been getting frustrated because we've had to wait for something. But the final piece to the puzzle was the fact that, or the awareness that there was actually a part of us that was still resisting the thing that we thought we wanted. And so once we realized that there was still a fear there that was preventing us from having the courage to take those final actions that we needed to take in order to really put ourselves out there, in order to really get the ball rolling. Clear. When we finally realize that, we're able to take that final step, and that's when the magic is able to really happen. All right. Playfulness on the bottom of the deck, right? Enough said there. All right, what are we going to pull for an ending card today? Yeah, we haven't pulled from this one in a while. I think we're going to pull a Beyond Lemuria card to close this reading today. All right. Clear. Let's get some guidance from Beyond Lemuria for this autumnal equinox, this Libra season. What is on the horizon here? What guidance do we have as we navigate? What guidance as we navigate Libra season? All right, we have the Infinite coming out. And underneath that, we have Mount Shasta and new blueprints. So there is a lot of activating energy coming in as well. Our soul blueprints really activating to a whole new level with communication and co-creation on under that. Right, collaboration, collaborative energies here. Yeah, but there's definitely a new level of our soul blueprint being activated right now. We're going to read from the Infinite. See what this has to say. I feel like for a lot of us, it's going to be also the relationships and the people that we meet, the connections that we make that are so activating for us. For some people, it's a physical location as well, right? Like Mount Shasta, known as the root chakra of the planet, a very activating location. Some people may be traveling to activating locations on or around the equinox, and you will be receiving an activation, a new blueprint, if you will. For some people, it's going to be another power place or power spot that you go to. For some people too, this is also like divinely downloads that you're going to receive that show you the new blueprint for your life, that show you the new step, the next steps that you need to take, or the way that you are ready to contribute to the greater whole right now. Some way that you can help be a force of change in this world. You're going to be given sort of the blueprint and the guidebook of the inspiration for how to do that next. All right, so this card says, the eternal life force cycles of growth rising from the ashes, many deaths and rebirths within one's life. You are so much more than your physical body. The beings in Lemuria are said to have lived for many hundreds of years. As they were only partially incarnated, their bodies were much lighter, less physically actualized, and less affected by aging. They were also aware of their infinite nature. The Lemurians were multidimensional beings and regularly traversed realms other than the physical, including the places before and after death. As we become aware that we are so much more than our physical bodies, we may experience a sense of the eternal. Thus, fear around death gives way to recognizing new beginnings. So we remember what is real and focus on what we wish for this life. Whatever we believe will happen when our body goes back to the earth, we can live to the fullest while we are here in this incarnation. You may feel like you have led many lives and expressed different faces to the world. We can experience many, many deaths and rebirths as we allow outdated parts of ourselves to fall away. When we choose to align our lives with our spirit, we may find we experience more of these mini deaths. They can be daunting, but are fast-tracking our growth to prepare us for the shiny new chapter that beckons, right? For the new blueprints. All right, so really that emphasis here, reminding us to let the old die. If you are going through a mini death right now, just know that it is making way for a powerful rebirth. All right, let the parts and aspects of you that are ready to die, die. This is also releasing attachment to the ego self, right? We're being asked to release attachments to this physical world. And I don't know if I really liked the way that that sounded. I want to, how can we say this better? We're being asked to look at what it is that we are attached to and to let that go, to release our attachment in the form of expectations, in the form of, I feel like some people, it's like, almost like a midlife crisis, or this energy of this fear of aging, this fear of growing old. Our attachment to that, or our attachment to the myths around aging. Our attachment to this identity of ourselves. Right? Because we know that we have millions of different manifestations of ourselves, right? Different experiences of ourselves in different dimensions. We are that's what we mean, but we are multidimensional beings. We exist in many dimensions at once. Right? There are many different versions of each and every single one of us, but sometimes we get really attached to this version. And that's what I mean by that. When we get attached to this version, that attachment starts preventing us from being able to evolve. And we are in so many ways being asked to allow ourselves to grow lighter right now. And so that means letting go of attachment, letting go of resentment, letting go of guilt, letting go of all the different ways that the ego tries to trap us in a negative way. Right? Because as we talk about, the ego isn't always negative. We need the ego in order to survive in this reality construct. However, like, when we allow that to run the show, when we allow our ego to run the show, it becomes detrimental. It's Spirit's just saying, let go of everything that you thought you were, because I'm about to show you what you really are. Right? New blueprint still on the bottom. Clear. All right, you guys. I love you. I hope you appreciated this reading. If you did, hit that like button. Go ahead and drop a comment down below and let me know. If this is your first time finding my channel, if you enjoyed the vibe, then join the tribe. Hit that subscribe button. I put out videos pretty consistently. I have a newborn baby right now. He's a little over 2 months old now. So we're kind of just going with it and flowing with it right now. The videos are perhaps a little bit more sporadic. However, this tribe is amazing. We are strong. We are always thriving. And there's so many amazing people to connect here with. So I do encourage you to join up and make sure that you hit the bell with the little squigglies so you get the notifications when the videos do come out. If you feel so inclined to donate, there are links below. In order to do that, there's a thanks button on here now as well. Just another way that you can donate. If you feel that this video might help somebody, or somebody might enjoy the messages on the video, go ahead and share it. You guys know all the different things. I love you. I appreciate you. I am very, very slowly beginning to inch my way back into taking clients again. It's going to be a little while before I'm really at full mast with that. But if you would like to get on my wait list, please send me an email and let me know, and I will add you to that wait list. All the information, my email, my website, all of that is in the description box below. You guys are amazing. You are incredible. Have a beautiful Libra season, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.